Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we got yet another outrageous deck as we are combining TARIC with your boy Zed. And an idea that was given to me by a Twitter follower. Yesterday night, I was deck building, as I usually do for my videos and my streams. I just chill at night and get brewing. And I wasn't really sure what to make, right? I wasn't particularly inspired by anything, so I asked Twitter what they want to see, and I'm gonna do that more often because I got some really cool ideas from people, like, you know, just basically champions that they want to see, champion combinations that they would like to, you know, see in action. And I saw somebody mention that Zed and TARIC should work really well together, considering Zed is a 3-mana champion and TARIC is a 4-mana one, and so they curve out one into another really nicely. And obviously TARIC's buffs through his support can be duplicated onto Zed, and that can lead to some really strong value, right? So I found this idea really interesting. I hadn't really tried a Targon Ionia, sort of like more fast-paced, aggressive support deck, and I decided to give it a shot. You know, even though these two regions combined already are well expressed by Lee Sin. English. Lee Sin is a very powerful force in the meta right now. I believe the Lee Sin Targon deck may be the strongest deck in the meta as of right now, and a lot of people don't know that yet, but I think it'll eventually get there because it is incredibly consistent. This is a different type of deck, very different. Even though we are running buffs and similar cards, we're more of a fast-paced deck that spreads out really effectively and get some really instant nutty value with TARIC onto Zed, right? We're also playing Fused Firebrand, which I really like in this build. It's weird to see this card outside of a dragon deck, but it turns out Fused Firebrand is, and has been, ever since it was released, a very good card. A 5-mana 5/5 with Fury and Spell Shield. The fact that it comes with Spell Shield is really strong, especially in a deck in which we have buffs like Zenith Blade, and we have the ability to get these buffs duplicated with TARIC onto either, like I said, Zed or the Firebrand himself. We can capitalize on that given spell shield to help us apply pressure and not have to worry about their hard end removal. As we have that combined with Deny, we have a really nice ability of keeping Firebrand alive, especially because we're running also a full set of cards like Guiding Touch, which can allow us to heal our Firebrand after he clashes into something. And we can also capitalize on the Fury with cards like Sonic Wave by giving the Firebrand Challenger and then getting it boosted by supporting it with TARIC and taking something down and then getting the Fury boost from that as well. So I think this deck is just, it's really neat, man. It has a lot of synergy. It flows really well. And it's also very, very like aggressive when it needs to be. It's only lacking really some rally effects, but we don't really have access to that in either Ionia or Target, which is completely fine. I don't want every region to have access to rally. I think that would be a mistake, but it is something that would definitely make this stronger. But hey, we may not have rally, but we do have Hush. You know, we're playing Target, so we play a one off of Hush because there's no reason not to, really. We have Claws of the Dragon as our 2-mana plays. You guys can see we have no other 2-drop here because the plan is to always carry over the 2 spell mana on turn 2. And then we get Claws of the Dragon onto the board by combining a couple of burst speed spells and getting our 2-drop in there without having to actually pay 2 mana for it. Sorry. So this way, we have a turn 1 Gift Giver or Spacey Sketcher into a turn 2 Pass, into a turn 3 either Zed or Mentor the Stone setup, and then turn 4 we try to level out TARIC, and with that 2 mana in the back, we can go TARIC into, for example, Pale Cascade. And because Pale Cascade, the Nightfall is triggered by playing TARIC first that turn, we will be able to draw 2 cards off of it thanks to TARIC's effect. And that's what I really like about this deck, man, the curve. It curves out really nicely, and it has some very, very like high-end potential, especially with Zenith Blade giving us Overwhelm. We can bypass chump blockers, and we can apply some serious pressure, especially the fact that combining Overwhelm with Fury just makes Firebrand even better in this build, and I like this 5-drop slot a lot. And then we have a one-off of Grandfather Rummel, Grandpa Rummel himself. I expect this card to be buffed because they announced it in the latest balance patch that they were going to make it so that Grandfather Rummel would give more hugs. you know, I interpret that as an incoming buff since this card seems basically no play ever since it was released. I can understand why. It's low health for what it does and for what it costs, but in this deck it actually does put in the work as a one-off because the spell shield alongside the overwhelm allows us to generate a very solid finisher in conjunction with the likes of Sonic Wave, giving a big overwhelm unit challenger and challenging the weakest puniness unit on the opposing side of the board leads to profit, and that's what we aim to do with Grandpa Romo here. We don't care as much about his play effect, even though it can be nice to heal up either a Zed or a TARIC that has taken a little bit of damage prior. And overall, I like it as a one-up, but I am very much looking forward to seeing this card buffed. And I'm very curious to see like exactly how they approach the buff itself. Are they just going to tweak numbers, or are they going to redesign it in some way? Like, we'll just have to wait and see. But you know, I'm always excited for you know, underplayed cards to get a little bit of a spotlight, and I can't wait for that. So that's basically all I have to say regarding the deck. I think I explained it to its entirety. I rambled quite a bit, but I am keeping my deck text shorter than usual, so I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that. There you go, attaboy. So yeah, I'll stop talking. Have a solid day. Thank you guys for watching. I recorded a live session with this. Hopefully you guys enjoy the games. It's not that many games because the games themselves are pretty long, but I think they're pretty high quality, and they're against some of the top tier meta decks, which is what you want to see this kind of deck against, right? So that's all I gotta say. Have a solid day. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. I do post a new deck every single day, so subscribe to me. God fucking damn it. How about that for self-promotion? Yeah. Love ya. Have a good one. Enjoy the matches. And I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, let's get outrageous. As we're facing Trundle Aurelion Sol from the get-go. Which is definitely one of the more top-tier sort of matchups, but that is what we're welcoming here. We have Gift Giver on the opener. I like the Guiding Touch as well to provide us with potential card draw with TARIC, and I like Mentor of the Stones. Honestly, I'm going to take this entire hand. It's packed with gems, so it's a pretty opener. I'm gonna go with that. As we can turn one Gift Giver, and then we can carry over a couple of spell mana turn 2 as we curve out into these 3 on turns 3 and 4.
The journey is difficult. These will protect you.
Alright. Now I could develop the Spacey Sketcher here. Considering the matchup we're in, I actually like this.
Smell something.
So he dropped this the Troll Scavenger early on. I could preserve this this Serpent here, as I am going to develop the Mentor of the Stones next turn. Even though an Avalanche would take me down completely is a thing.
Remember my words.
Is this better? This is tricky. Because I can't really play the Mentor of the Stones and TARIC next turn, like back to back. I leave myself too wide open. If I do this, I deny him the ability to Avalanche. But then my attack is a little bit hindered afterwards, so I'm gonna be chill like this. But I don't think I can afford. Okay, never mind. I can.
Enter, traveler, and stop staring.
And this is really good actually because I can attack with Mentor of the Stones.
We hunt.
Yeah, I should probably.
Oh, you're interesting.
I should chump block here in case my opponent does have an Avalanche. Now I would love to play TARIC here, but him going for an Avalanche here is a little bit too brutal. And I can't really benefit from TARIC this turn anyways, so what I'm gonna do, I could Sonic Wave here to deal with this. Let's do it like this. I could go for Sonic Wave to clear you, but I think I'd rather preserve this. Alright, there's a Troll Chant there. I could technically, no, I can't like actually counter this as of now. All right, let's think here. Let's let it go there. This is a 4-3. I can develop you.
I am truly honored, Protector.
You honor me with every blessing you give.
Best friends. Forever! Let's pass here. Our opponent is at a total of potentially 9 mana here. We have a bunch of card draw, which we will be using. We're running low on mana ourselves, though. But we have a 4-3 challenger here that can take down this Warding Stones next turn. So it does, in a way, force my opponent to do something here. We're no longer vulnerable to Avalanche, which is something that I really wanted to avoid. Okay. That is certainly... That is interesting. That is a heavy investment right there.
Follow.
I can take this hit. Then I can Guiding Touch after. And I assume I can just do this.
Every gem you bestow reflects the beauty of our world.
Each is made in your name, Protector.
No Avalanche. We carry over the spell mana. Oh, there's your boy Zed. But playing Zed here could be a little bit dangerous, no? I mean, if he does have an Avalanche, it's not the end of the world. I think playing Zed here is fine.
Without a sound.
Icequake would be pretty brutal, but this is great. Yeah, this is great. Yeah, that's one of the things about this deck. You know, they have Avalanche, but besides that, you know, they don't have as many pings as like Shadow Owls, for example. So it's generally safer to develop a board instead of going for an open attack a lot of the times. You have to just keep worried what turn it is, right? But we definitely have to take down this Warding Stone, because the moment they reach 8 mana is when things can get a little bit spooky, especially with stuff like the Mind Splitter. So right now, we gotta make it so that these trade into everything. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give you a gem.
They say these were from the Protector himself.
Heal you here to draw, and then we're going to drag.
To protect all.
Be brave.
Never submit.
I have many faces.
We keep the 3 mana open for Twin Disciplines.
Got meat bigger than you.
Another tools here. Alright. I really do want to take this out. I could go for the Sonic Wave instead of the Twin Disciplines. That's +2 attack. But if I go for Twin Disciplines and he has... Okay, so Pale Cascade... Pale Cascade and Guiding Touch don't beat Sonic Wave. Pale Cascade and that don't beat Sonic Wave. Only another Troll Chant beats it. Yes.
Protector.
Who's gonna close up?
We keep the Twin Disciplines here to protect against removal. We are just 1 spell away from leveling up TARIC, which is really nice. We get the Diffused Firebrand. I'm thinking about Magic the Gathering. I think I do want to develop the Spacey Sketcher here. Do I take the Moonglow or do I take the Messenger? I don't think this is a good turn because I don't want to develop. I think I'm gonna go with the Messenger. I don't think I'm gonna play the Fused Firebrand. You know, as much as I like it here, I think going wide is more important. Okay, now I don't have to worry. Okay, never mind. Now that he's tapping himself out, now I don't have to worry about an Avalanche. That's always what to keep in mind. Instead of playing the Messenger here, I do want to go with the Fused Firebrand directly. Because it's big and I can use it to challenge. We have the Spell Shield as well.
I'll knock 'em dead.
Yeah, I can just I think just take that hit, to be honest. Actually, I should have blocked because I'm gonna be using, yeah. I should have blocked. Because I realized I have a Zed on the board, so I should have actually... It's hard to make the correct plays every single time when I'm narrating everything. Like, I'm not the best multitasker, so sometimes I do slip up, you know, just keep that in mind. I think I definitely want to grant you +1 attack. I want a Sonic Wave. So that I can challenge you with you. I can remove that blocker and I can challenge you with you and I can go for a full attack with everything else. So we're gonna go for Sonic Wave here.
There is nowhere left to go but up.
Okay. So we're gonna Resonating Strike here. Alright, and we are going to, for the time being...
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
To protect all. Never submit.
We go as one. I am only the worthy survive. But I'm king.
Alright, we're close. We could have gone for lethal there. I'm gonna carry over the spell mana. I'm not gonna overcommit at this point. There's the Mind Splitter. Alright. We have to basically start spreading out and utilizing our Spacey Sketcher here. Because the Mind Splitter will stop these two, I have to fill up the board and I have to replace them, right? So that I can drop another TARIC potentially. I don't have another Zed, but it is what it is. Right now, if my opponent were to attack the Fused Firebrand, because of our spell shield, if we go for a Twin Disciplines, I'm not gonna lie, that makes things a little bit annoying. Nice.
And here's where I take my constellation.
But that's where the Spacey Sketcher comes in. These two are locked down with this, so I can... I'm not gonna reveal that until later.
Don't worry, I am here.
I spoke your name, but never expected you to appear.
Just making sure. Get an Equinox here and release these two. The problem is if I play the Twin Disciplines now, I'm gonna drop the Claws of the Dragon here. With them having two blockers here, I kind of just want to drop you.
Quiet steps. The dragon approaches.
Okay, that's interesting. What could potentially happen here? How many times has he invoked this game? That's important to know. I think it's only happened once with the star shaping, correct? No, there's been two star shapings. Two star shapings, and he hasn't revealed a single celestial card from them yet. So that's a very important point, because he could have a supernova in hand, which makes Grandfather Remul here
Lost in reflection?
a little bit.
Shatter them.
Your feelings.
Unyielding.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, why did he block though? Like, I still, I mean, I technically, like, I did it so that I represented lethal, right? So I guess he had nothing. I think even though Grandfather Rumo was actually really tempting there because of the spell shield and the 8 attack with overwhelm, I still really couldn't enable him to trade. Like, I still gonna get damage out of him because of how thick his units were. First of all, he had an ice pillar. I mean, the ice pillar I can move away, but he had an 8/8 blocker, right? So I really exposed myself there to like a very powerful Celestial card at slow speed, and because he played 2 Star Shapings, the odds of him having something like a Supernova or, you know, Cosmic Rays or some shit like that were actually really high. So if I play my 8-drop there, I actually leave myself wide open, but I can bank on one of the weaknesses of that deck being if they don't have stuff like Hush in hand, they don't really have ways to deal with open attacks, like compared to Shadow Owls, for example. So I really think that game came down to that. If I didn't make that decision, I would have lost, I feel. Like, I know, you know, I'm rambling a little bit here, but I want to clarify things for like newer players, right? I think that was like a very crucial decision. It's very important to like acknowledge what archetype you're facing and what cards they tend to run and what their potential plays are, right? I mean, this is pretty generic stuff, but like I said, for newer players, I think it's important to point it out every now and then. So yeah, nice game 1. Let's go on to round 2. All right, I did this deck yesterday. Now that I'm attributing this like to me, because this deck has been very popular for a very long time now. It's a cool deck though. I like Swain, Twist of Fate. I'm not sure I like Deny here because most of their spells are actually 3 mana or lower. In fact, I think all of them are. Maybe I'm missing something right now, but yeah. So for the most part, our Deny isn't really gonna trade well into anything. Like not even something like a Riptide Rex, obviously, because they disperse their skills in 7 forms. So we're gonna drop this. I'm not so sure about Sonic Wave. I'm not so sure about Mentor of the Stones, but at the same time, Mentor of the Stones can grant us gems, and we can benefit from that. Sonic Wave seems a little bit weak here, though. I guess I'm gonna keep it like this. Yeah, gems with Claws of Dragon would be neat. It's gonna be tricky to avoid damage, though. Like, I like Zed with Twin Disciplines here. And I may just go with that. I mean, he needs like he needs an immediate... I mean, he could definitely answer this. He can have an Arachnoid Sentry plus, yeah. Death's Hand also does it. If I go for a Twin Disciplines here, he needs another source of damage. A Make It Rain will suffice, though. A Twin Disciplines here will allow me to get a hit off on him, and it will require a Ravenous Flock. I mean, if I trade that with a Ravenous Flock, that ain't great, though. This gives me a card draw, but I'd rather use this with TARIC later down the line. So I'm gonna go Twin Disciplines. Because if he does not have... If he lacks a Ravenous Flock here, this is massive. Because he can't chain Ravenous Flock onto that because the damage has not been dealt yet. Which means that even if he does have a Ravenous Flock, I do get a hit off with my Shadow. And if he doesn't, we level up. Which is huge. Alright, so that tells us he has no Ravenous Flock in hand. There is a House Spider, though. We will be ignoring these if they open attack. So, because he has no Ravenous Flock, unless he top decked it now, I feel pretty safe dropping TARIC here.
I'm always up for a round or 2.
Okay.
All that glitters.
I wonder if he top decked the Ravenous Flock now. Regardless, I want to develop TARIC.
I bring clarity.
I wish I had another spell here, though. Not gonna lie. Okay, that makes things a lot better. We can go Sonic Wave. Yeah, I think I'm tapping out here with an open attack. I want to clear Twisted Fate naturally, so I'll be giving Challenger to my to my TARIC, and I'll be giving you plus attack, even though...
Lost in reflection?
Yeah, Challenger to TARIC is nice, I think.
Skill and grace to tear your breath away.
Shatter them. Unyielding.
Shadows concede.
We got Grandpa Rumo here. And we got some powerful... This is why I love the idea of combining TARIC with Zed. We could see a Ravenous block here. Like, you could have drawn it these last couple of turns. Yeah, there it is. Alright.
I'm out.
We knock out Twist of Fate, though. And we do get to clear his board. Even though we don't get any damage on him. Right now we have the same amount of cards in hand, both of us, but we have a unit on the board that's pretty close to leveling up here. Grandfather Rumo, it's a bit early for him, unfortunately.
Fear the power. Do not see.
Okay, that's actually very spooky. Because we actually can't block this right now. We may have to hush here. We may end up hushing.
Leave them nothing.
I want to hush. I'm gonna wait for him to do things.
Never lost a fair game. Or played one. Dead in their tracks.
Sure, you're all shiny and majestic, but can you float?
I mean, now
Certainly try.
he could have another Ravenous flock in the form of a Swain here, so he could knock out my TARIC, which would suck because I'm very, very close to leveling him up. Okay. That's better. That's much better. I'd love to... This is problematic. I gotta stay. I mean, if he had a Ravenous Flock, he would have drawn it earlier, right? I may as well do this.
There is nowhere left to go but up.
Sure, you're all shiny and majestic, but can you float?
I could certainly try.
Unfortunately, the pressure right now is pretty real. I wanted to stay out of Ravenous Flock range. I gotta keep this Mentor of the Stones as a blocker, though. We do have Grandpa Removal, but we have no Sonic Wave or anything of the likes in our hand, unfortunately.
All or nothing. Leave them nothing.
We have to block with TARIC, naturally.
Looks like trouble.
No further.
I'm too airborne.
Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we could see a Leviathan here. If that's the case, we're in a bit of a pickle here. I have to lead off with you. So here's the plan. We're gonna bait out the Leviathan. Oh.
Can they call me a
Well, I was thinking Leviathan. Does that get to wipe me out completely? Well, shit. Because I was expecting that so I could spacey sketcher and get an Equinox, which still seems like the way to go here, honestly.
And here's where I paint my constellation.
Because I automatically lose to a Leviathan next turn. But I mean, I lose to a lot at this point. Like, my opponent is like gone very wide. We do find the Sonic Wave, which is a little bit sad because we were setting up a really solid board to retaliate. But I mean, we do have Grandfather Rumo. Unfortunately, is too weak. We have to develop you, and we have to use Sonic Wave here to get rid of Swain. Because we haven't dealt enough damage to kill him with this. Unfortunately, like, we do lose the ability to capitalize on or finish off our opponent with this, but we gotta take out Swain here, and then we gotta pray. We gotta pray that our opponent doesn't have a way to clear this chump blocker that we desperately need to survive. There's a lot of ifs here. I gotta do this, because at least I survived Death's Hand. But, you know, I don't survive Ravenous Flock. Yikes, 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 yikes. Ah, man. If we have gotten, like, a little bit of damage on him, we would have been able to actually work for a win with this. 7 damage. Oh, man, he had it all. He had it all. Alright. Oh, GG. Yeah, for you. That crap every time. GG. Strong deck. Naturally. With the Braum emote. Oh my. Alright. Any nice words that I was gonna say about you? I'm not. But yeah, it's a strong deck. Like Twisted Fate, you know, more so Twisted Fate, like Swain. Swain with Bilge Water is really powerful. I showcased that deck yesterday on the channel. It's a very, very powerful meta deck. And I believe I could have had a chance if I mean, to be fair, my opponent just drew everything they needed. Like, they drew the Ravenous Flocks at the right time, and the fact that they were able to halt our attack. Like, I believe they top decked the Ravenous Flock when we directed the attack with Zed, because we needed that damage. We needed to get them lower. Getting that hit off with Zed would have put them at 6 health, which would have enabled us to go for the win with Grandpa Rumo with the Sonic Wave onto one of the spiders. We would have been able to capitalize on the overwhelm there and win. We didn't really ever have a chance to set up the Zenith Blade because the pressure was very real, and they went wide, and we weren't able to maintain a board state because that deck is just really good at what it does, right? But I think we have a really solid chance if we're able to also establish the Firebrand a little bit earlier as well. Maybe I should have prioritized that. I'd have to look back into that game, but it was a good match. But I do feel like it's definitely winnable. All right, so more Trundle, but this time it's with your boy Tryndamere. So the Shadow Isles version, I believe we are a little bit more concerned about this one. I'm gonna mulligan away these. I mean, I want to keep the Zenith Blade with TARIC. That would be pretty ideal. It's also like hard for them to answer. I like all these buffs here. I can drop the Twin Disciplines for now. The thing about keeping Zenith Blade in my opening hands is that it leaves me open to drawing more copies of it, right? But I think, because I'm going to carry over the spell mana the first couple of turns, enabling Zenith Blade onto TARIC here, it's pretty ideal. Alright, we both pass. No Catalyst of Aeons there. There it is.
I'm ready to shine.
We're not gonna go for Zenith Blade this turn though. We're going for it now. If our opponent tries to get us.
King of Trolls coming through.
Okay, so Pale Cascade gets my attack up to 5.
Skill and grace to tear your breath away.
To protect all. Unyielding.
They look angry. You got a problem?
Troll Chant could be a thing. But I definitely do want to resort to this. It helps me level up, and unless he has a Troll Chant here, which he could, I'll be able to knock out Trundle. And alright, he does have it. We get it out of there though, that's fine. I like the fused Firebrand here as well. Is fused Firebrand my best play? I think so, right? Yeah. He does an attack, which I find very surprising. I want to resort to this again. Because if my opponent, like, he needs something like a Vengeance, and I have a deny for that. I get to send my deck.
I am the protector
Of the mountain! We don't have to worry about Hush in this matchup, we have to worry about Hard. So now that he's passed initiative over to us, we can easily go for the Sonic Wave. Get rid of Trundle there.
never submit.
Now TARIC is leveled up, I'm not worried about any of these taking damage. Okay, so there's another one there. I can't really Hush or anything, but I can Hush afterwards. So it's fine. Alright, so he's bought my spell shield. That means one Nightfall card here. Okay, he does find that one. That it sucks that he gets the Learning Priestess. That's like the most valuable one for him. But that means 5 more cards, which sucks. Okay. We do have Deny. We got Grandpa Rumo as well. So we got the Traveler from that. Alright. Seems like I'm facing the target now. Alright. I think I want to use Zenith Blade onto this. Because it makes it so that he can't challenge me anymore. I have 10 mana, which means this plus this plus this is not a thing. But that, and that is.
Hearts unshackled.
Today we fight as this is gonna be fun.
Okay, so 7 there. I can use you to block here.
Mountain endures.
I go down to 10, but that's fine.
Shining softly.
For 8 mana, I think at this point I'm fine doing this.
Sure, you're all shiny and majestic, but can you float?
I could certainly try.
If I heal with guiding touch here. Yeah, I don't need to waste my deny on this. Because for 3 mana, you can't do anything to that. I'm at 10 mana. I have a lot of power here, but at the same time, I'm running out of time. So I need to enhance my power here. I would like to Blessing of Targon, but I'm not sure if I can afford that right now. I need to make sure that I always have this enabled. So I'm gonna go with you. Just think here.
Unyielding.
Open your eyes.
Many tribes under one banner.
Like, considering these two they can't take damage or die this turn, because of how safe they are, I don't have to save up deny this time around, especially when they only have 8 mana. So that means I can drop you
Sure, you're all shiny and
as a chump blocker.
can you float?
Just basically a chump blocker here. We have the fused Firebrand here.
The War Mother will unite us all.
Alright. Alright. We have Hush alongside Deny. So as long as we survive this next attack, we keep Atrocity in mind, because that is their main win condition here. It's hard to justify Romo in this matchup because he's such a big commitment. And a lot of times playing him alongside Deny really is not working for us. Right now we have to bank on TARIC and Fuse Firebrand for the win here. Because his best chance is to attack there. Okay, so that means 1. That means that out of all of the cards in his hand, there's only 1 card that's 8 mana or more. We definitely have to, first of all, we have to block one of you here with this. I think Targon's Blessing of Targon here. So Blessing of Targon, hushing you here. That's okay. So 8, 9. I do have the ability to do this and deny as well. So I think that's my best play.
Lost in reflection.
I'm too airborne.
Honor the mountain. Fade and be gone.
Okay, we have to deny this. Okay. Alright, so he's... Okay. I'm not sure why he's conceding there. I am not sure why he's conceding there, because that was a very tricky moment, because he managed to get rid of my TARIC, right? because the threat of atrocity there was very real. So I had to block, but the fact that he managed to find the way to ping me down after that took away, because otherwise I go for the open attack next turn and then I'm safe from any sort of removal that they have, right? But because of that, I wasted my deny and I had to develop another TARIC next turn to guarantee my Firebrand safety. So I was pretty wide open there. They could have top decked another Vengeance. Like, the game was far from over. I could have drawn something as well, but the fact that they were able to remove that, like, it makes me think that maybe I should have I should just let the attack go through. But the problem is, if he goes for a Vengeance and I deny, then Atrocity kills me, right? So it's yeah, it was a bit of a precarious situation, but I guess it didn't have anything, you know. But if you're watching this, don't give away your hand like that, you know. Always bluff and make your opponent, you know, make misplays because they think that you have things that you don't. I don't know. I didn't feel like I won there, but I'll take it. All right, that's long as hell though. Oh my god, that's like 50 minutes already. Okay, so we only got 3 games, unfortunately. That's kind of bittersweet. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize, how can I spend 50 minutes on 3 games? I guess that's what it. I guess that's like the perk of facing ramp decks, right? So we went 2-1. I would like to show this deck more. I put a lot of thought into it, and I played a lot with it yesterday night. But that's the thing about live. That's the thing. That's why live sessions recording on YouTube are not perfect by any means, because sometimes like the game quality isn't just. I think we had some really good matches, right? But I feel I would have loved to have more matchups today. Like I don't think I showcased that much diversity regarding, you know, archetypes that we ran into, even though like the 2 ramp decks that we ran into were different, right? Like one was Targon with Soul and the other one was Shadow Owls with Tryndamere. I would have liked to showcase other matchups a bit better, but that's the perks of live recording. At least my narration is fine, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video regardless. You guys saw the potential of combining Zed with TARIC, even though I really haven't showcased this deck's true potential at all. I feel like I need more games, so maybe I'll do another video with it in the near future. But for the time being, just try it out. You know, fused Firebrand outside of a dragon deck actually makes sense, believe it or not. Like, this card is really good, especially in a build like this, and this deck is just really fun, you know, unless you get hushed. then it kind of feels bad, man. But yeah, I'm happy. You know, TARIC is definitely like my favorite champion from Targon. Like, the other champions I'm not particularly crazy about, not gonna lie to you, but TARIC makes for some really cool and fun decks. So that's where I'll leave it at. Have a solid day. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. I'll see you guys tomorrow.